Shadows over America. In the underbelly of Johannesburg, where the city's heartbeat syncs with the clandestine pulse of back alleys and shuttered storefronts, Mira was born into the notorious Van der Meer family. Her father, Hendrik van der Meer, was a name whispered with a mix of dread and respect. Under his command, the family's criminal empire flourished by exploiting the darkest of markets. The most sinister of his endeavors was the creation and distribution of Eclipse, a potent drug designed to ensnare the youth of America in chains of addiction. Mira grew up shielded from the typical childhood experiences by walls built from illicit wealth and moral compromise. Her playgrounds were the opulent but guarded rooms of their estate. Her companions were the bodyguards and accountants. As a child, she believed her father was a businessman dealing in pharmaceuticals. But as she matured, the veil lifted, revealing the grim truth of her family's legacy. Her education, carefully molded by private tutors and infused with economics and moral uncertainty, prepared her not for a life of her own, but for an eventual role in the family business. By her 20th birthday, Mira's hands, though manicured, were metaphorically stained by the fallout of Eclipse. The drug had spread like wildfire, consuming communities and bending the will of a generation to the Van der Meer's control. It wasn't until a trip out of town for a business expansion that Mira saw the true impact of her family's work. She witnessed firsthand the zombified youth wandering the streets, the despair in their eyes mirroring the loneliness of their spirits. That night, in her plush hotel room, Mira lies awake, haunted by the faces of her unintended victims. The seeds of doubt that were planted that night grew into towering trees of resolve. Mira began to covertly undermine her family's operations. She leaked information to activists and journalists, funneled funds to rehabilitation programs, and established anonymous scholarships for the affected youth. Her betrayal remained undiscovered until the eve of the operation that was meant to be her crowning achievement, expanding Eclipse into a global market. Her sabotage uncovered, Mira faced the wrath of her family. But the world was watching now, awakened to the new form of slavery chaining not just a nation, but potentially everywhere on Earth. International forces intervened, leading to trials and convictions, crumbling the Van der Meer empire. Mira disappeared into the shadows of secret, her legacy a paradox. The world remembered her as both the heiress to a criminal empire and the whistleblower who helped dismantle it. In the end, she dedicated her life to restoring the freedoms that her family had stolen. A lone watcher, ever vigilant against the return of such darkness. In the heart of America, where the shadows of old crimes linger, the youth now speak of Mira not as a Van der Meer, but as the woman who traded her gilded cage for the keys to their chains. Her legacy, shaped not by her family's dark past but by her own choices, stands as a testament to the power of redemption. Mira's life proved that legacy is defined by the values we choose to uphold, not by the circumstances we inherit. She transformed her inheritance of corruption into a beacon of hope, reminding generations that we are defined by our actions, and that no one is bound by the shadows of their origin.